What you doing? I'm Daisy and this is another Otaku News Reviews! Now, for this Otaku News Reviews, I am reviewing Alpha Squad Vecto Virue, or just Vecto Virue. I've been calling it. I completely forgot about the Alpha Squad part at the beginning. Don't know which one's actual professor. Anyways, by Reid Kemper. This one's going to be a little bit different though, because it's not necessarily a full book. It's not something I've done before. I am reviewing it based off of Kindle Vella, a new service Amazon is doing. Not going to review the app, or not even the service right now, even though there's a whole lot I have opinions on it. But I'm talking about the third book in the Vecto trilogy, and I'm pretty excited for it too. The first Vecto book, Vecto Vengeance, I read back, I'm trying to think, 2016 I think? Something like that. It was the first original English light novel I read. It's what really got me into it. And it was originally published back in 2014 in a similar way as Kindle Vella, where it's like small episodes. I believe Ray calls them bit novels. He published them weekly just like Kindle Vella. And eventually published it through, as a actual book, through Vix Lab. I'll say I am a community member of Vix Lab. Really like it. Really got me into wanting to write more original English light novels. Not an ad for that. I just really like these books, and since it's through there, is it a coincidence, I guess? I don't know. But yeah, first original English light novel I have. I have the second one too, also Vecto Voyage. That's just the ebook. I have an ebook of this too also. And then I was like, oh man, I really want to reread them, kind of do like a re-review, I don't know, something like that, because it's been a long while since I read it. I think I read Voyage in, I think I read it right when it came out, so 2017 I think. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. And yeah, 2021 now, I thought, oh, it'd be great. Try to do a little more Vix Lab community. I was like, I should redo these. And then, just when I was feeling like doing that, Vecto Virue came out as this, when I was looking for something on Kindle Vella to come out. So, I guess I should explain Kindle Vella a little bit. If you don't know what Kindle Vella is, it's Amazon's new service where they have these no, it doesn't have to be weekly. They have small episode stories, between 500 to 5,000 words, I think the limit was. And then each 100 words is worth a token. The tokens sell, there's different set, but it's pretty much a token. It's $2 for 200, so it's pretty much a token is a penny. My math is right, I'm pretty sure. And then authors get 50% of what they make. It's a whole weird thing. Look up Kindle Vella if you're interested more in that. But like, I was really looking forward to find something to try out and read on there, because I'm not really into these kind of chapter by chapter, week by week. I like having a full volume out. That's why I have so much physical manga. I have done it with other series. I'm doing it with Eden Zero. And of course, with the Vix Lab community, I'll read some of those that people post a chapter at a time. So I have some, but I've never gone out and wanted to do this if I didn't have to. I'm really enjoying this though. I'm going to get into Vecto Virue. But I'm only going to get into the first 3 chapters, because on Kindle Vella, the first 3 chapters, episodes, whatever you want to call them, I'm probably going to use them interchangeably, are free. Unfortunately, the other thing about Kindle Vella is it's only on the iOS apps, Android, not yet, even though, whatever, the bitterness about that, but you can read them on your computer or whatever. That's what I had to do for now. Anyways, so even though at the time of this recording, there's 13 episodes out, just doing the first 3 because that's what's available, everybody. Got it? Cool. So, let me start. I'm assuming, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure he just started publishing Vecto Virue right in July, right when it started. If I'm wrong, and you're watching the show, you can correct me. So, I'm assuming in July. It's at 13 episodes while I'm recording this. The first 3 are good. So the first one, interesting, is a prologue. Cool, that makes sense. What's a little weird, and I'm not knocking this, because it was very beneficial for me, and I'm glad you included it in the 3 free ones that everyone gets, is a chapter by chapter for each of the first 2 books summary. Which is weird to see. You wouldn't see that. I guess you wouldn't see that in a normal book. But I guess since you have the space, you might as well use it. it's free for everyone. They read it. It doesn't count towards, I guess, the word counts that people were going to have to use tokens for. So it was a really cool idea. He did an author's note first to explain what it is. Also helpful in making this video because that's where I get most of my information from. And then the prologue, and then the recap. So if you, oh man, I want to make a whole nother video for each of these, but pretty much what it is you can read it. Sorry, I'm not going to go into that. Vecto Vengeance, literally its name, Vecto is a sentient robot trying to hunt down his arch nemesis, Morphal. They beat him once, it got resurrected, and Vecto pretty much just goes crazy for vengeance and does a lot of bad stuff. And then Vecto Voyage, the next one, he's on a trip, still hunting him down, trying to find some place. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, like Zethera, something like that. More bad things happen. Okay, he ends up not being a robot anymore. He gets uploaded to some guy's brain. A very quick summary of that. I hope I did okay. I don't remember. It's been a long time, at least 4 years since I read the books. Also, I just read the summaries the other day, so I should remember more from that. Anyways, if you have not read the first 2 books, do it. I don't know why you wouldn't and read this, but if you haven't, I actually think the summaries do a pretty good job at summing up what happened in the first 2 books. You could easily read those, get the idea. Like I said, it's been years since I read, and it was very helpful for me. And then you can continue on. It is the 3rd book in a trilogy, so it makes sense to read the first 2. But if you don't have the time to do that, or for some reason just can't, I don't know, your deal will be. This is, I don't know, pretty good place to start, I guess. Enough backstory. It's also interesting because of how Vecto Vengeance, I'm going to jump all around, opened up, because it kind of just opens up as a new story anyways, because all this other stuff happened, and then it kind of just, like, there's a whole nother story before it. So, kind of to the theme of the book, it would fit anyways. Each book could be a standalone story the way it's written, just based off of the first one. So, yeah, you can read Vecto Virtue by itself. So, that's it. Most of it's prologue. I'm glad it's there. It's helpful. It might be weird to people who don't know it's there, or just, I don't know. It's a weird thing, but it works. I'm glad it's there. I don't know how, I don't know any bad sides besides it's weird. I don't know anything more specific than that. Now, the prologue itself is just a memory. I don't know, not important. I see people say to skip prologues. If you don't, the fact that the prologue is before the recap is weird, because if you read the prologue, you have pretty much no idea what's going on. So maybe if there was reverse, but yeah, it's pretty much just a memory of him getting fixed up by one of his old friends that said Gyro. I call it Euro because I used to work in Greek wrestling, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I guess him dying. I don't know. Anyways, then the first 2 episodes that actually have content. So the 2nd and 3rd episode, I should put a little timeline or a web thing or something up so you can connect all of this rambling. Pretty simple. The last one ended with a ship blowing up. Vector's stuck in a human body now. He's realized all the bad things he's done, and he doesn't want to hurt or kill anybody anymore. He ends up in jail. It's a really cool jail. From what I understand, remember, it's like built into a giant drill that digs into a mountain or something and uses that to reinforce it. I don't know, it sounded awesome. I'm trying to picture in my head. It's kind of cool. I don't know what it would actually look like because there's no pictures. Which sometimes light novels and sometimes original English light novels have. So I have to try to imagine this, but yeah. So he's in a drill, then he meets up with an old friend of his, Streamline. That's kind of all that happens. Streamline at this point doesn't know it's Vecto. A lot of bad stuff happened in the first one. Streamline ended up in jail because he was framed, if I remember correctly. And so yeah, they coincidentally bump into each other. Cliffhanger happens, and that's all we get for the first 2. The first 2 free, I guess first 3 free, but first 2 real episodes. Yeah, I will say though, even though that's all that happens, it immediately takes off from there. All the books and this series so far, or this book so far, series of episodes, would be a book. I don't want to confuse myself. It's a fast pace. A lot happens. It's pretty much almost feels non-stop from what I remember. This one is almost just non-stop. And yeah, fast paced book. And that's where I want to say this is kind of like a perfect medium to put these kind of things. It's short, but man, like these are going to be 600 to 700 words each. It looks like they're all going 6 to 7 tokens, and just in that small amount of words, which would normally be like 3 to 4 pages in an actual book, usually something around that. Man, there's a lot packed into it. So this is going to be action packed. It's going to be non-stop. It's going to be so fast and a good fast pace. There's a lot that's just fast paced and then not much happens. This isn't that. Ooh, so I highly recommend it. If you haven't seen it, it's going to fit great. So some of the tiny downsides to it, and I think they're cool, except for the other thing about Kindle Vella. I really should have just done a review on Vella first, because it's weird. He does include a little bit at the top to remind you what happened in the previous episode, and then a little bit at the bottom to clue you on what's going to happen on the next episode. Because there is like, each token is 100 words, word count matters a whole lot now, and adding that stuff, as long as it doesn't bump it up to the next 100, I guess it's okay. I didn't count each word, so I don't really know what it is, how much it's taken up. But that is something to be mindful of. And then sometimes the episode starts with the first few lines of how the last one ended. So that is the other thing. As far as reading it, it doesn't matter. It's just as a consumer, someone who would be buying tokens and then spending tokens, word count matters. So that's what I'm trying to keep in mind. But like I said, I didn't count it. He might have just included it because it's like, once you hit the 600 mark, you still have 99 more words you can use. And from the little bit he adds, it's probably not even 100 words in total, so it's probably nothing to worry about anyways. Doesn't use a whole lot of author notes, which those don't count towards the word count anyways. There's been a couple times, I think, they've been included. But yeah, those are just the little things. I'm really excited for where this story is going to go. Really glad it came out when it did, because I was about to reread them, but I have less time to do that. It's much easier to read little smaller parts. The other thing, one of the updates, he says he's going to try to do 2 a week. That'd be cool. I would very understandably only doing 1 a week. I don't know how long this series is going to be. It's going to try and make it longer than the books. I figure it'll probably be the same length by the end of the same books. I don't know. You can keep going for a long time. But yeah, I guess that's just mostly me rambling, trying to remember everything I just read. I'm trying not to spoil any of the thing when you do read it. But just know, the first 2 episodes, first 3, prologue, recap. Then the first one, him in jail. And then the second, still in jail, talks to Streamline, things about to happen. Takes off from there. Just know it's about to take off. This is just a reintroduction a little bit into the series. So yeah, just be aware of that. I guess this is spoilers because they are short. But yeah, that is it for Vecto Virue. A lot of V's. That's cool. I just realized all of them start with V. Vecto Vengeance, the first one, read it. Vecto Voyage, the second one, read it. And now, Vecto Virue, read it. Also, when you read, you can like it. Of course, if you like it, like it. The likes does something, I don't know, but also I guess it helps with reaching to more people. So do that too, and comment. It's not my book. I don't know why I'm saying I do all this. I just want to help support books I'm reading because I'm really digging it. I'm pretty sure the next chapter should be out soon, especially if we're doing 2 a week. So I'm just gonna stop here before I keep rambling, say other weird stuff. But yeah. Let me know if you are reading Vecto Virue, if you read the first 2, Vengeance and Voyage. Alpha Squad, I don't know if that's actually part. I don't think it's on the first book in the title, but more rambling. But yeah, let me know what you think about all that stuff in the comments, and if you like this rambling and stuff, go ahead and give this a like. If you want to listen to more of my Otaku news reviews, go ahead and subscribe. You can see why I do all that. But until next time, I'm DAC. Thank you so much, and bye.